Today's Murli cautions us about mistakes. Baba has given us the law that in the world, when a person makes a mistake, they receive punishment. But when Baba's children make a mistake, then they receive 100-fold punishment. And what is the punishment? So you say that if we continue to make mistakes, then we fall. So, we become weak. And spiritual strength is the biggest attainment of Confluence age. It is an attainment that the world craves for. The state of stability, of purity, of peace, of faith in oneself, and the state of being Maya Jeet. This is a very powerful stage, a stage in which we are loveful, we have the attitude to serve, and these are gifts of the Confluence age. And when we keep making mistakes, then we lose this. We become weak. And that is what Baba means by saying that we receive 100-fold punishment. Because you see, it takes a lot of effort to create a stage. And then with one little mistake, you lose that stage. And, I remember that when I was not in Gyan and, I was leading an ordinary life, an ordinary consciousness. At that time, I did not mind getting angry or getting bitter, and I felt, I didn't feel that I'm losing anything. So even when, there was some anger or maybe I got rude or anything, it was okay. But then, when I started working on myself and when I received this lottery of Baba's Gyan and Baba's method of yoga, and I started spending my mornings in creating my spiritual stage, then, even the slightest weak thought during the day, maybe just some little discontentment, it made me feel like I lost what I had earned in the morning. And I really felt that. And I think, the most important thing I felt as a loss was, when I did good Purusharth, I felt like I'm very close to Baba. Baba is with me, Baba is in my heart, and I could feel the love and peace and the joy that Baba is showering me with. I felt like, the divine hand of blessing is on me. And then whenever I made a mistake, then I just felt like Baba left me. And Baba is not there now, and I can't, although Baba is there, but that connection is lost. And I couldn't feel that warmth and that embrace and that vibration of being in Baba's company. And I really felt that was a very big loss. And when you want to create your stage, there's so much effort you put into it. So much tapasya, so much of churning. And then, one little mistake and you lose it all. And then that is called the first, the sign of 100-fold punishment. Because in 1 second you lose something that you created, you spent your whole morning creating, and you spent your time and thought and energy creating, or you invested your energy into it. So that's the biggest loss in Sangam Yuga. And Baba says that this is the punishment that you get. And then you see, in economics, there is this concept of opportunity loss, opportunity cost, sorry. So what is opportunity cost? So when you can make, so let's say I have a job offer, and that offer allows me, or that offer calls me to make 5,000 rupees a day, and then I don't take that offer, then I lost 5,000 rupees, because that is my opportunity cost. So when we come to Baba, then we have the possibility or the chance to become the ruler of the world. And you can become Lakshmi Narayan. It's not a small deal. And then if you make a mistake, you lose that. So do you understand that in the world out there, there is no opportunity cost? But in this Sangam Yuga, the opportunity cost is huge. You lose the experience of super sensuous joy in Sangam Yuga. You lose the opportunity of becoming the king of kings in Satyug when you make a mistake. And this is why it is said that, the calculation of how much a mistake costs you in Sangam Yuga is very huge, because it costs you a lot. And that is why when we come to Baba and we belong to Baba, and we have the possibility of becoming the heir to Baba's gifts in Sangam Yuga and to Baba's inheritance in Satyug, when we have that opportunity, then making a mistake is not a good idea. And we have to be very wary of mistakes. And in the world also, people say that when they do something wrong, at least when they steal or cheat or get angry or become bitter, they would say, I'm sorry. But then they don't have much to lose. But when we make even these mistakes, which are very ordinary according to Kali Yuga, we are losing out on our 21 births of fortune. So we Sangam Yugi souls have to understand this calculation very well. And according to that, we have to be very careful, very wary, and not make mistakes. And then we have to understand what is the seed of a mistake. So the seed of a mistake is, your buddhi is not working well, you are not in your virtuous and powerful stage. So the soul acts on the basis of its stage. If my spiritual stage is good, then all my actions will be accurate. And when my spiritual stage is not good, then my buddhi will not be able to discern and decide correctly. My virtues and my sanskars will not be in an emerged state. And although I would like to be non-judgmental, I would become judgmental. Although I would like to not use the language of blame, I would use the language of blame. Although I would like to not be bitter, I would become bitter. Because that's you don't do as you want, you do as you are. So that's why, Baba is giving me the gifts, Baba is giving me the methods to create a spiritual stage which is very powerful. And I need to work on those methods, the power of yoga, the power of knowledge, the power of purity, and the power of good karma, which is the karma of seva. So when we take care of these four things, when we engage I engage my intellect in churning points of truth, points of knowledge, then that knowledge changes into an experience and gives me power. And when I sit in Baba's remembrance, then Baba's company colors me and I get yoga power. When I take every step on Srimad, then I get what is called the power of purity, because Srimad is pure action. So when Baba tells us do this and we do that, and that is pure action, because that is the action which we would do in Satyug. So when Baba says get up early in the morning, that is the time to get up. So if I do that, then what I gain is the power of purity, the power of divinity. So with regard to every Srimad, as much as I follow Srimad, I gain the power of purity. And then when Baba says, invest your body, mind and wealth, surrender your body, mind and wealth in seva. And when I do that, then I gain what is called, good wishes or the power of good karma. And that also gives me a lot of strength. So when I become full of virtues, full of powers, full of blessings, and my spiritual stage is good, then that stage makes me capable of performing good actions and not making mistakes. And I must take care to progress in Sangam Yuga and not create a chart of mistakes, because the more and more mistakes you make, those mistakes are making you weaker and weaker, because you're losing and you also, when you make mistakes, you lose your confidence in yourself. You lose your self-esteem, because, when you make mistakes one after the other, then when you sit in yoga and you try to sit in the Swaman, that I'm a pure soul, I'm God's child, then your heart is not with you. So Baba says, be very wary of mistakes in Sangam Yuga. The one who releases us from mistakes, the one who takes us to that world where there are no mistakes, is teaching us. And Baba is giving us every possible method to gain the power and the understanding to not make mistakes. And still, if we make mistakes, then we will receive that falling off stage as the punishment, and that is a very big punishment. So Baba says that be very wary of making mistakes in Sangam Yuga, and take care to create a virtuous, powerful stage, so that your intellect is on your side and your intellect warns you against a mistake. So even if you are speaking to somebody, your intellect will tell you this is the right word to speak, this is knowledgeful, and this has the vibration of blame and judgment and so and so. So it is your intellect that has to be functional, so that you speak knowledgefully, act knowledgefully. And that can happen only when you invest in creating that spiritually knowledgeful, powerful, virtuous stage. So this is something that Baba tells. And then today Baba says that to commit suicide is the greatest sin. Yes. So just imagine, somebody has a child and they kill their own child. Then what kind of a sin is it? Very big sin, because you are supposed to be the protector, and then you kill the same one who you were supposed to protect. And now you apply this same logic to killing your own body. So you see that this body is given to me, the soul, in trust. I'm a trustee of this body. I'm a caretaker of this body. And it is my duty to keep this body, healthy and alive and functioning, and do good karma through this body, to follow Srimad through this body. So that is my relationship with the body. It is not my, it is not the karma of a knowledgeful soul to abuse the body, or to kill the body, or to reject or neglect the body. That's not the karma of a knowledgeful soul. And you see, there are lots of pap karma that we do in ignorance, in body consciousness, with regard to the relationship with the body. And you see that sometimes, just having that attitude that my body is not right, or my body is not good, or my body is not attractive or beautiful, just having that lack of respect for the body is also pap karma. And you see, when the soul doesn't have the attitude that this body is a gift in Sangam Yuga, and this is my Sangam Yugi body. And in Sangam Yuga, everything is a gift from Baba, because I have Baba now, and this I have to treat everything as Baba's gift, and it's not mine. It's I have given everything mine to Baba. Now it is Baba's. So when the body belongs to Baba, what kind of attitude should you have towards the body? So the attitude that you have towards the body is, this is the most beautiful, most pure body in the, this body receives the drishti of Baba. This body receives the light and might of Baba. So, having that attitude for the body, that is good karma. And then looking at the body as an instrument through which, because it belongs to Baba, so you have to respect it and then use it for Baba's seva. That is your relationship with the body. So, Baba changes our relationship with everything in the world. So, Baba changes our relationship with the body also. And Baba says, now whatever was earlier yours is now mine. So you have given it to me in trust. And now that is my body, you are a trustee. And then what do you do to it? What do you do with the things you are given in trust? You take care of them and you ensure that it is put to seva. So, taking care and saphal karna. Saphal karna means you put it to use in seva. That is your relationship with everything that you have been given in trust. So, the mind, now you are a trustee of the mind, you are a trustee of the wealth, you are a trustee of the body. We have given our body, mind and wealth to Baba. So that means that it's my duty to take care of the body and to invest it in Baba's seva. And then my attitude towards that which belongs to Baba has to be that of respect and that of being a trustee. And when somebody kills his own body, somebody commits suicide, then what have you done? You have finished something, or you have abused something that has been given to you in trust. And then when you use your body against the directions of Srimad, when you perform actions of lust and anger and violence through the body, then also what are you doing? you are using the body not as a trustee, but you are abusing that which is given to you in trust. And when you abuse something that is given to you in trust, it creates a pap karma. Yes, somebody gave you something in trust and then you abuse it, you kill it, very big pap karma. So Baba says, understand that your relationship, when you say, I've given my body, mind and wealth to you, what does it mean? Now I am a pure trustee and I take care of the body. I do not perform any actions which are against Srimad through this body, and I take care that I invest this body in seva. And lastly, I never have the thought to kill this body, because this body is not mine, this body belongs to Baba. So Baba says committing suicide is a very big sin. People, when you think something is mine, you abuse it and you think that it is okay to abuse that which is yours. And that is why people think that committing suicide is okay, committing murder is not. But Baba says, this consciousness of mind doesn't allow you to think or discern that which you're calling mine is not yours. It belongs to Baba. And if you damage it or sabotage it in any manner, that will create a very big karmic account, that will create a sin. So never think that this is mine, and it's okay to abuse it. No, everything belongs to Baba, and I cannot abuse it, kill it. I cannot, use it for purposes against Srimad. This has to be very, very clear. So this, this detail and this very intricate theory of karma Baba teaches us. And then Baba says that when you dislike somebody, hate somebody, then reject somebody, then you receive punishment for that. And why do you dislike or hate or reject somebody? Because you're body conscious. See, if you could see the soul, yes, if you could see the soul, could you hate or reject or dislike a star? Yes. Who is that one who you are disliking? It's just a star, a star of light. So who hates a star? Nobody hates a star of light. But when you see other things, you are confused by Maya and you have these variety emotions. So Baba says, because you are body conscious, that's why you have the tendency to reject or hate or dislike somebody. But that is not what Baba has directed me to do. Baba's direction is that you see the soul, and when I don't follow directions of Baba, then I receive two kinds of punishment. One is the punishment of not following Baba's direction, avagya ka boj. And then the other kind of punishment is whenever you are doing something against Srimad, it is impure karma. So you receive a punishment because of that also. So Baba says that when you dislike somebody, then it's for the simple reason that you're body conscious. Because when you're soul conscious, you cannot dislike anybody. You're body conscious, you see their body, their actions, their gestures, whatever. And then you have your own opinions and ideas based on the ideas of the old world, and then that makes you dislike the person. So it is Ravan and Ravan Mat that makes you dislike the person. But if you just followed Srimad, that this is a soul, this is Baba's child, then you could never dislike anybody. And that is why when you dislike somebody, you are crossing the line of Srimad. And that is why you incur a negative karmic account and you incur punishment because of that. And then second thing, when you dislike somebody, reject somebody, hate somebody, what are you doing to that soul? You are lowering that self-esteem. And do you know, the biggest punya karma, the biggest act of charity, act of love, is to stabilize a soul in self-esteem and stabilize the soul in Baba's remembrance. And if you're doing the opposite, if you are pulling a soul down, then that is a big pap karma. So, Baba comes and Baba reminds us excuse me. Baba comes and Baba reminds us of our virtues and powers, and Baba calls us meethe bacche, and Baba tries to make every soul sit in his seat of self-honor. And if Baba's children do the opposite, they pull somebody down from their seat of self-honor and make them have self-doubts and make them, dislike themselves. Because, no child, no person dislikes himself on their own. Everybody starts disliking themselves because someone else dislikes them. Yes, that is why, when you dislike somebody, when you reject somebody, you are teaching them to dislike themselves and hate themselves and reject themselves. And is that not the intention? That is the intention, right? You're trying to tell them you're not good enough and you shouldn't have the confidence that you have. And you want them to lower their self-esteem. And that is the complete opposite of what Baba is trying to do. And Baba says that I am the Father, I am teaching you how to be in self-esteem, and I am teaching you how to teach every soul to be seated on their seat of self-respect. And when you do the opposite of that, then will you not incur punishment? So Baba says, I am the bestower, I am the merciful, and your act of mercy, your act of being a master bestower is to remind the soul of who they really are, who do they really belong to, not pull them down according to body conscious judgments and labels and titles. So Baba warns us against this pap karma also today. So Baba, today we have learned a lot about pap karma, punya karma. And then today Baba also underlines that Baba's gift or the attainments that we get from Baba in this world are liberation and liberation in life. And Baba takes us across, and Baba makes us astik and trikaldarshi. Astik means theist, a believer in truth. And then Baba makes us trikaldarshi. And in this regard, I would like to talk about, something that happened yesterday. So, I was just giving the course to one brother, and he's a Kumar. And I asked him, so did you understand the introduction of God? And he said, yes, God is there and He is, He is the Almighty. And knowing that He is with me helps me. And knowing that, Baba is there and Baba is the ocean of peace and ocean of love helps me have the faith that I'm not alone and Baba is here with me. So I told him that, there are two things. there is the power of faith in God, and then there is the power of God. And one thing is, when you have faith in Baba, that Baba is the Almighty and Baba is with me, then you feel that you are not less powerful, you are in His canopy. But then there are some things which we call the power of God. And what is the power of God? The power of God is the power to purify the soul, the power to make the soul eligible to go back to liberation and liberation in life. And Baba gives us the power of knowledge. The power of knowledge is not the power of faith. The power of knowledge is, true knowledge that I was a deity and this world was heaven. And this is an ever repeating cycle, and it is again time to go back to that world of heaven and become a deity again. This is the power of knowledge which nobody gave us. Baba says that you have to understand that you become a theist. You become somebody who knows me and knows the beginning, middle of the creation, and beginning, middle and end of the creation. And we know Baba. Who is Baba? Baba is the heavenly Godfather, and Baba creates heaven. But do you really know that the one who is the creator of heaven is mine? Yes, and Baba always gives the example that, let's say somebody's father is the prime minister, then that child would have so much intoxication that I can make anything happen in this whole country because my father is the ruler of the country. But Baba says, I have given you the knowledge that I am the creator of heaven and you are my child. So you are the one going to heaven, which I am creating for you. So do I have that intoxication that I belong to the heavenly Godfather who is creating heaven for me and teaching me and training me how to go there? So Baba says that I make you a theist. Theist means somebody who knows the truth. But have I imbibed the truth that I am the child of the heavenly Godfather, I am the child of the ocean of knowledge, I am the child of the one who is creating this new world order for me, the child. And Baba says, if you imbibe this truth, then you will have the happiness which will show in your face, in your behavior. It will be like an intoxication. And Baba says that people who have money, the intoxication is visible in their behavior and in their face. But my children don't display or are not an embodiment of that kind of intoxication. And Baba says that I must, because I have this attainment that I know who is my father, I know what I am going to become, I know the beginning, middle of the end, beginning, middle and end of the world. So when I churn over this, I will have the intoxication of who I belong to and who I was and who I am going to become. So Baba says this is the attainment from Baba, and attainment doesn't give only security. Faith gives a sense of security, but when you really attain from what Baba gives you, then it gives you a lot of intoxication. Okay, Om Shanti.